Chapter 19. The burden of Egypt. Lo, Jehovah is riding on a swift, thick cloud, and he hath entered Egypt, and moved have been the idols of Egypt at his presence, and the heart of Egypt melteth in its midst. And I armed Egyptians against Egyptians, and they fought, each against his brother, and each against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And emptied out hath been in its midst the spirit of Egypt, and its counsel I swallow up. And they have sought unto the idols, and unto the charmers, and unto those having familiar spirits, and unto the wizards. And I have delivered the Egyptians into the hand of a hard lord, and a strong king doth rule over them. An affirmation of the Lord, Jehovah of hosts. And failed have waters from the sea, and a river is wasted and dried up. And they have turned away the flowings. Weak and dried up have been brooks of the bulwark. Reed and flag have withered. Exposed things by the brook, by the edge of the brook, and every sown thing of the brook hath withered. It hath been driven away, and is not. And lamented have the fishers, and mourned have all casting angle into a brook, and those spreading nets on the face of the waters have languished. And ashamed have been makers of fine flax, and weavers of networks, and its foundations have been smitten. All making wages are afflicted in soul. Only fools are the princes of Zoan. The counsel of the wise ones of the counselors of Pharaoh hath become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, a son of the wise am I, a son of kings of antiquity? Where are they now, thy wise ones? Yea, let them tell to thee, I pray thee, and they know what Jehovah of hosts hath counselled against Egypt. Foolish have been princes of Zoan, lifted up have been princes of Noph, and they have caused Egypt to err, the chief of her tribes. Jehovah hath mingled in her midst a spirit of perverseness, and they have caused Egypt to err in all its work, as a drunkard erreth in his vomit. And there is no work to Egypt, that head or tail, branch or reed may do. In that day is Egypt like women, and it hath mourned and been afraid, because of the waving of the hand of Jehovah of hosts, that he is waving over it. And the land of Judah hath been to Egypt for a cause of staggering. Every one who doth mention it for himself feareth, because of the counsel of Jehovah of hosts, that he is counselling against it. In that day there are 5 cities in the land of Egypt, speaking the lip of Canaan, and swearing to Jehovah of hosts. The city of destruction is said of one. In that day there is an altar to Jehovah in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a standing pillar near its border to Jehovah. And it hath been for a sign and for a testimony to Jehovah of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they cry unto Jehovah from the face of oppressors, and he sendeth to them a Saviour, even a great one, and hath delivered them. And known hath been Jehovah to Egypt, and the Egyptians have known Jehovah in that day, and done sacrifice and present, and vowed a vow to Jehovah, and completed it. And Jehovah hath smitten Egypt, smiting and healing, and they have turned back unto Jehovah, and he hath been entreated of them, and hath healed them. In that day is a highway out of Egypt to Ashur, and come in have the Assyrians to Egypt, and the Egyptians into Ashur, and the Egyptians have served with the Assyrians. In that day is Israel third after Egypt, and after Ashur, a blessing in the heart of the earth. In that Jehovah of hosts did bless it, saying, Blessed is my people Egypt, and the work of my hands, Ashur, and mine inheritance, Israel.